Hey folks, in keeping with the theme of tanks I haven't played in a while and don't have enough videos of, this is the Matilda IV, the Soviet Tier 5 premium medium tank. A lot of people complain the Soviets don't get a good premium medium tank for training crews. The Matilda IV is certainly a good tank, but it's not really a medium crew trainer, at least not in the sense that it doesn't play like a medium, it plays more like a baby heavy. It doesn't have the mobility of the higher tier Soviet mediums. It does have the gun handling, but that's about it. So it isn't really the kind of tank you would expect to be training T-54 and T-62 and Object 140 crews on. It doesn't feel right. But it is a very strong tank, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate it enough. They overlook it, and that is a big mistake when there's one on the other team. Stats don't lie, says KV1. Well, no, stats don't lie, but sometimes people buy accounts or re-roll, or people like me just throw games because they're idiots. I wasn't expecting to be able to do much this match, but as it happens, I actually did end up doing the lion's share of the damage, and we won, so, well, I guess I kind of disproved my own point, but that's not the actual point here. The actual point is you shouldn't write your team off before the match even starts, unless you actually know what you're talking about, and even then it's kind of shitty to say it in all chat. If you're going to write your team off at the start of the match, keep it to platoon chat, or yourself. Managed to get a quick pair of shots into the Hetzer. Thankfully he missed me. This thing will still fall victim to derp guns if they hit you in the right spots. I roll out and finish him before he can get off another shot. And now look, the enemy Matilda's sitting out in the field, broadside. Perfect. I'm able to get a couple shots into him before Artie starts firing at me. I decide I don't want to sit still and get hit again, or get hit, rather. So I start moving around a little. Then I see the Valentine. I decide, oh, it's kind of dangerous, but maybe I can just poke around the corner and pop a couple shells into him. And then, oh god, KV1. Oh god, Artie. Oh god. Not the smartest decision I've made. The KV1 is a problem for me. My gun will have a bit of trouble with him, so I back around the corner and decide to deal with the Stug first. I'm actually able to track the Stug, and just the tiniest bit of his engine deck is overhanging his cover, so I just keep him there and murder him. Point to note, I am shooting pure gold at this point because I'm lazy. The Matilda IV will pen most tier 5s, particularly in the sides, with regular AP, but just like the Churchill 3, I tend to get very lazy with this thing and just run pure gold until I run out of it and then go back to AP. It is helpful when fighting KVs and Matildas and things as well. If we look at the pen values, the AP pen is 86, APCR is 102. So it's, not like you're getting an unfair advantage over most tier 5s. Unfortunately here I fuck up and get myself T1 heavied. But it's too late for him. Most of his team is already dead. And I've got myself a handy 1400 damage in my little Matilda. Not that hard to do on a city map if you get a tier 5 only match. This thing is just really, really strong. A lot of the other tier 5 medium tanks have trouble with its armor. While it doesn't have the hit points of a heavy tank, it's pretty close. I think tier 5 heavies are what, around 800 odd hit points, something like that, if I can just find the KV1. Oh no, 640, so yeah, I'm only 30 hit points short of a KV1, how about that? So it does have kind of almost heavy hit points, sort of somewhere between medium and heavy. The armor is pretty good all round. A lot of tier 4 tanks, and particularly tier 3s, will have trouble penning you. In fact, a lot of tier 3s basically can't pen you. They can if they know where to aim and they get lucky RNG and they shoot gold. For instance, I've killed Matildas in my BTSV before, but it's very difficult to do. You have to know exactly where to aim and what ammo to use and what range to shoot from, and pubbies, of course, scarcely know what tank they're driving, so that's pretty much out of the question for them. So if you want a good solid low tier pub stomper, you would certainly be able to do a lot worse than the Matilda IV. It's slow, so sometimes you'll lose games just because you can't get to either the enemy cap or your own cap in time, but it has really good gun handling for a tier 5. It can shoot quite comfortably on the move, much like the Churchill. In fact, I think it's a bit better than the Churchill at doing so. It has passable armor, it has quite a lot of hit points for a medium. It's just a good all-round tank, and quite a lot of fun to play, particularly if you get a platoon of these together. It does get preferential matchmaking, of course, because it does have a fairly weak gun. So if you get maybe one of these and 2 Churchill 3s, or the other way around, or something like that, you can have a really fun platoon of just bullshit W plus mouse 1 murder everything tanks. Compared to the Matilda Black Prince, I'd say it's definitely superior. The Matilda Black Prince is kind of shit and not very popular because, although it has the 6-pounder gun, which is a good gun, it has that giant, impossible to miss turret, and it has all the mobility issues inherent in a Matilda, so you really, you have a better gun, but you are a bigger target with a fairly squishy turret, and you're not going anywhere in a hurry. I'm not sure what the current price of a Matilda IV is, because I bought this thing basically when the game released back in 2011, so I've had it for a long time. It was actually one of the first tanks I got a decent win rate on. Me and my friends used to play them together quite a lot, so we ended up with like a 58% win rate. Well, on mine, I think they were somewhere in the mid to high 50s as well. So definitely a strong platoon stomper as well, which I forgot to mention before. Well, outside of Churchill platoons. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Wish you the best of luck in the field, and I will see you on the next one.